Dear all educators and all debaters, I will continue what my partner arguments that the impoverished corruptors that one of punishment for them, and much of the corruptors entering the jail that not make them deterrent because they always do what they do before, and much of the victims want the payback what they stole, but mostly the property just sell, and we don't know for whom the properties, and in the end the property just for themselves. And if the corruptor that choose to be to corrupt they just think for their families, but they don't think to another people that else entering to the human right. Yes, because they corrupt, they can make much of victims to the peoples, and the country and the bad impact else to the country, and they don't know how hard the peoples they corrupt, and the impoverished corruptors is a good choice to do the punishment to the corruptors. And the speakers said the corruptors has a fellow that sent the corrupts, and the fellow is help to improve the state. Can you imagine? The question is what they benefit to help the state that just make the country will be lost, and the state will be low, and then the economics else will be lost, and there's 70% corruptors, more than corruptors. That is so dangerous for us. The really dangerous. And then there's 2 points. That 1 point with my partner and 1 last point with me. That a human right. We can think that a human right because the corruptor, much of victims of the peoples in the country will be pain, will feel the sick, they will feel the heart because the corrupt, and then the corrupts will feel like a gambling. Yes, they addictive to take the properties or the monies, and they if they have take properties, they will buy the expensive properties or another for their family, for themselves, and that's a personal interest. And from that, most of victims from the country of the peoples, and the peoples can feel hurt because the corrupt, and that we agree the punish to corruptor is impoverish the corruptors. And how can our country will be justice if the government, if the peoples that not save the country? Our country will be down, not to be high country, and much of else the neglect people if much of the corruptor from the government. From that, the government must get the punishment. That one of the punishment is impoverish the corruptors, and the corruptor and we can give the corruptors that heavy punishment, not only the impoverished, but here impoverished corruptors that so effective, because if they lost the properties, if they is impoverished, they will be knowing themselves because they just think for themselves and from their families. They don't think to another people. They just think for themselves. And the punishment for the corruptor is not only the poverty, but also can to rehabilitation. The rehabilitation in the jail that can knowing themselves what their mistakes. They can thinking that the corrupt is so bad. Because the impact is not to the it's not only to themselves, but also to the people, the victims, to the country. That else make our country will be down. And then if the corruptors is corrupt, there's no function, there is no benefit. It just make low, make down, make less themselves, and make themselves will be entering to the dangers. And from that we agree that we will impoverish the corruptors. And then mostly the corruptors use the money or the properties for entertain themselves, for entertain their family, for entertain their circles. Because the circles of the corruptor else will be accept the corruptors. Okay, that's the argument from us that summarize that have tell the economics and the human right. Okay, that's all from us, and thank you.